Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again today. Again, we have Ami with us. She is going to share some interesting stories. And now we have to find out ourselves what the stories are about. The kids have started pouring in. Let me bring to you Ami. Hello, Ami. Namaste. How are you?
Namaste, Reena. I'm good. How are you?
Fine. So the kids are waiting for your spooky stories as demanded by them. So it has to have that feel also, of a spooky story. So now
I
I
do.
hand over the stage to you. It's all yours. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Reena. Thank you. Hi, kids. Okay, so with your demand, I have got one spooky story. But before I do the spooky story, I have one of my favorite stories, which I am going to do it with you. All right. So before that, let's do my song. And today I did not forget my tambourine. So let's start. नानी तेरी स्टोरीज को हम ले गए, बाकी जो बच्चा था काले चोर ले गए। नानी तेरी स्टोरीज को हम ले गए, बाकी जो बच्चा था काले चोर ले गए। अच्छी नानी प्यारी नानी, अच्छी नानी प्यारी नानी, रुस्सा रुसी छोड़ दे, जल्दी से एक स्टोरी दे दे, तू कंजूसी छोड़ दे। नानी तेरी स्टोरीज को हम ले गए, बाकी जो बच्चा था काले चोर ले गए। So a long, long, long time ago. Now I know last time we spoke about an era where stones could talk. But today I'm taking you to an era of kings and queens. Once upon a time, there was a king called Dashrath. Yes, ting ting, kuch to baja. Dashrath, yani three queens. Kaikai, Sumitra, and Kaushalya. Ting ting, Lord Ram. Of course, Lord Ram was the eldest son to King Dashrath. And like always, the eldest son is the one who gets the throne. But कहानी में तो ट्विस्ट था। कई कई मम्मी ने कहा, भाई राम तो नहीं बनेगा, मेरा बेटा भरत राजा बनेगा। All right, King Dashrath had promised her. He had to fulfill his promise. So Ram did not become the king, and Bharat. But what happened to Lord Ram? Lord Ram had to go on exile. Vanvas. Van means forest, and Vas means stay. But not only Lord Ram, he was married by them. So he went with his wife Sita. And not only Ram and Sita, even Lakshman, Ram's brother, even he tagged along with them. And they went to the forest to live in forest. But यहाँ story खत्म नहीं होती, correct? After all, no change, no stories. It's very important that our stories should have some twist and turn, correct? That's what Ramayana was about. After a few years, Ravan, king of Lanka, he kidnapped Sita. Let's call her Sita Mata and Lord Ram. And Ravan took Sita Mata to his kingdom in Lanka. Now you would think, why am I running so fast? What happened? ये रामायण इतना जल्दी क्यों? I'll tell you what happened. Now, the story which I'm going to tell you now, it's my version of Ramayana. Ramayana ka incident. You must have heard this story, you must have read this story, or you must have seen this story. I am going to tell you my version of the story. So when Ram and Lakshman came to know that Sita Mata is in Lanka, Ravan have taken her to Lanka, they had to do something about it. Now, they were not in some kingdom that, chalo, soldiers bulaya, army bulai and chal diye. They had to build an army. And that's when They meet Hanumanji. Hanuman, with his troop, became Lord Ram's Sena, army. Now, in between, Hanumanji had already realized that he worships Lord Ram and he would do anything for Lord Ram, Sita Mata, or Lakshman. The time had come. He had realized that it is time for him to do something. All his friends, Hanumanji's friends, motivated him that yes, you should go to Lanka. You should go search for Sita Mata. Believe in yourself, Hanuman, believe in yourself. And Hanuman, who was blessed with so many powers, so many gods have blessed him. Hanumanji decided that yes, I will go to Lanka. I will go search for Sita Mata. I will tell her that yes, your Lord Ram is coming for you. And I will take her message and give it to Lord Ram. Let me do that. Now, we need to understand that where they lived, forest and Lanka, was a huge distance. But Hanumanji, as he was blessed with, he could fly, he decided to go. He started his journey towards Lanka. The story is about that. Now, Hanumanji was on so hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of land, but not only land, there was water as well. He had to pass through this water and he was flying high up in the sky. But now, while he was flying, there was someone who was just waiting for him. Hanumanji said, "Who are you? And why are you coming in between? I need to go quickly. Let me go." "I am Sursa." "What do you want? Why are you here?" "I am hungry. God has sent you meal for me. Let me eat you and satisfy my hunger." "Let me eat you? Mate, I am not your food. I am going to Lanka to look for Sita Mata. I have to give Lord Ram's message. Let me go. I am not your food." "You are not my food. Then become my food. I will not let you go like this. But still, if you want to go, then feed me something. You don't know? Feeding a hunger person is dharma. You have to follow your dharma and feed the hungry one. Give me someone else, just like King Shibi did. Give me food." "Dharma? Mate, if I give you somebody else and save my life, that is not dharma. That is a sin. वो पाप है. I cannot do that." "All right. You wait here. I will go to Lanka. I will look for Sita Mata. And when I will find her, I will give her Lord Ram's message. And then I will take her news and I will give it to Lord Ram. After that, I will come here. Then you can eat me. But I need to finish my work. Let me go now." "I don't listen to all this. Such a liar. I am given a boon by Lord Brahma. Wherever I will stand, wherever. Nobody can just pass. They have to enter my mouth. I don't want to listen to you. Right now, I am going to eat you up. Come, let me eat you. All right. Mate, if this is what you want, open your mouth. Open as wide as you can, and I will enter your mouth. Now, children, this is when Sursa stretched her mouth as wide as she could. And Hanuman, he was blessed with so many superpowers. He grew taller, wider, and huge. Sursa stretched her mouth as wide to fit Hanuman in her mouth. Hanumanji did not stop there. He grew taller. Sursa stretched wider and wider and wider. And in no time, Hanumanji shrunk to this size, entered Sursa's mouth and came out. And Sursa, she was as wide. Before she can close her mouth, Hanumanji was out from her mouth and said, Mate, see, I came inside your mouth and I'm out. I did not let Lord Brahma's boon go waste. I did as you please. Now, let me go. I need to finish something really important. And children, at that moment, Sursa changed to a beautiful goddess. Goddess, yes. Hanuman, I am goddess of snakes. All the gods have sent me to test you and see how courageous, brave, and clever you are. Hanuman, you have passed my test. You can go now. And the qualities what you have will always give you success in all the work. Go, finish your task, Hanuman. And that's when, children, Hanumanji left. Now, he did not reach Lanka because there were more hurdles. Now, that story, some other time. So, this was the story of Hanuman and Sursa. So, all ready for questions? Give me a thumbs up if you all are ready for questions. Okay, so I'll tell you the first question. The first question is, King Dashrath had 4 sons. I named 3. I want all the 4 names. King Dashrath had 4 sons. Name all 4 sons. That's your first question. Come on, children, I'm waiting for your answers.
Yes, I'm just typing the questions for them. Okay, just give me a second.
Yes. Vartika, that is amazing. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Can you tell me, Lakshman also had a twin brother. Who was he? Yes, Akanksha. Akanksha. Oh, Naisha. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody. Ritvik, so right. Yes, Neha. All right. So let's go to question number 2. Who was Sursa? No, Vartika. Lakshman and Shatrughna were twins. Yes, Ritvik. So true. All right. So my second question is, who was Sursa? Anyone? Who was Sursa? And my third question is, what qualities did you identify in Hanumanji in this story? Thank you, Reena. So, Reena has mentioned all the questions. Who was Sursa? And what qualities have you identified in Hanumanji in this story? Quickly, then I have a spooky story for you. The Sursa was also a little spooky. Come on, Vartika, Ritvik, Naisha. Where are you, kids? All right. So strong, wise, powerful, responsible, respectful, and intelligent. Such a brilliant answer. Yes. We could see so many qualities in Hanumanji.
So the all of them are answering. Ami, I think you can continue further, and at the end, while they are logging in, we can go through the answers.
All right. Perfect. So let's begin with our second story. I'm actually excited for this story as well. So Hanumanji and Sursa is one of my favorite mythology story, which I love to, read. I keep seeing the videos also of this story. So the next story, children, I have got is, I'm sure you all have not read, you all have not heard, and you all don't know, because it is a real life incident which I'm going to share it with you. And as I had promised last time, that so some spooky incidents happens with everyone. It has happened with me as well. And yes, I am going to tell you. So what happened? All right. So let me just get too comfortable. So it is going to So, not so long time ago. So, when I say that, 30 years ago, I was maybe younger to you guys. I was around 7, 8 years. During summer holidays, I used to go to my native place. Now, my mom is a Kutchi. My mother is a Kutchi, so she belongs to Kutch. Kutch is very close to border of India and Pakistan on the India side. All right. So I used to visit Kutch all my summer holidays. I used to go with my grandmom, my nani, and I used to stay with her for all of my summer holidays. So more than 60, 65 days I used to spend with her. Now, it was not always me. I used to have my cousins also coming over. I would have my parents coming over. But even if they are not there, I would stay alone with my nanny. So अब ये जो कहानी है एक summer holidays की है, where summer holidays were just about to end, and June, that is, my school was about to start, and I was still in Kutch. Weather was changing. It was not too hot. It was not raining yet. It was in between. Once so I'll just give you a little brief about the house, okay, to give you a little more clarity. What am I talking about? When I was small, even younger than 7, 8 years, the house was like a square. Okay, so there was a house on two sides. One side there was a kitchen, the other side was the entrance, and in between जो चौक होता है वो empty होता था. Okay, now बहुत पुराने ज़माने का घर था. So my uncle, that's my mother's brother, my mama rebuilt the whole house into a bungalow. So it had a ground floor, it had a first floor, and it also had a second floor. All right. Ground floor had a lawn, a living area, and a huge kitchen. First floor had 2 bedrooms and 2 terraces. So one terrace and one balcony, a huge balcony, which had a jula in it. Okay, a big jula. On the second floor, there was one room and 3 more terraces. So 5 terraces, including a balcony, few bedrooms, a huge living room, and a huge kitchen. So he built such a big house. Now it was just me and Nani who was staying there. It was just the summer holidays were just about to end, and my 2 cousin sisters had come there with me. So we all were staying together, we were having fun and all. Because my Nani was old, she couldn't really climb the steps, so she used to take the ground floor bedroom. And we loved the jhula, so we all 3 girls took the first floor. The rest, the whole house was empty. One day, it was around 6:30, 7 o'clock. We are supposed to have early dinner there because वहाँ पर गाँव का life is little more simpler. We did not have late nights. So we used to have dinner early. By 7:15, we were done dinner. And kitchen used to be locked. There, that time, we did not have 24 hours electricity. So the streets of the village used to be dark after the sunset. And because the streets were dark, the whole village looked very dark. It did not have lights, enough lights. And it was not really very comfortable to move out because you don't know, there could be cows or any animal just like that. Though they did not have so many dogs, street dogs or cats, but still I used to, stay put. Now around 7:15, 7:30, we finished dinner. The kitchen was locked. My cousin sisters, we started playing. And because we were playing, we were making a lot of noise, my Nani was getting disturbed. So my Nani said that, please go to your room and play. My cousin sisters went on the first floor. I wanted to have water. Now I opened the kitchen and I switched on the light. I switched on the light. I went near the where you keep matka to have water. If you're having water here, the whole wall was a window. Because it's a bungalow structure, all the walls had huge windows because there was nothing otherwise, right? Close to that. So there was a huge window and I was having water. Now, we used to keep our windows open. It had grills and a mosquito net. So we could keep the windows open for ventilation. While I was having water, suddenly I heard. So I realized that I heard something, but I really did not pay attention. And again, the moment, so when I would stop having water, the noise would just go off. The moment I will sip water, and it felt as if a dog or some animal. While I was having water, I thought I will move out and I will ask my nanny that do we have any dogs around that I could hear? But the minute I switched off the light of kitchen and I came out, I completely forgot about it. And I went up to meet and to play with my cousins. Next day, so the whole episode I completely forgot. Next day, again the same thing happened. And I went in the kitchen, and the moment I switched on the light, the whole episode came in front of me that, last night I was here and I could hear sounds. I went, again I took water, and before taking a sip, I looked on my left, I looked on my right, and I said, okay, maybe it was just there. And I was just about to take a sip, and I took the sip and I stopped. The noise stopped. It would just go with the flow. I'm having water. I quickly shut the lights and I came out and I went to my Nani's bedroom and I asked her that, Nani, हमारे यहाँ कोई dogs हैं? Do we have street dogs? दिखता नहीं है. इतने टाइम से मैं आ रही हूँ, कुछ नहीं है. So my Nani said ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. तुम जाओ. The next night, I went again, and this time I was not thirsty, but I wanted to know what was it. See, at the age of 7 and 8, fear is not something which is that common, right? You're curious, you want to know. You want to know what is there, rather than just being scared and, just sitting quietly. I went in the kitchen, I switched on the light, and I started peeping outside the window. I couldn't see anything because just outside the window, there was a huge fence, okay, where the bungalow ka jo end hota hai, it was that, within few feet away. I couldn't see anything because it was absolutely dark. And when I say dark, it was dingy dark. I went to meet my Nani and I asked my Nani, torch hai kya aapke paas? My Nani said, torch ka kya karna? I said, nahi, aap meko torch do, mujhe kuch kaam hai. I took the torch, and the moment I went in the kitchen, the lights off. For a second, I did not know what to do because suddenly the lights were off, but I had a torch. I did not stop there. I switched on the torch, went near the window, and started looking for something. Maybe looking for the noise where it is coming from. Maybe hoping that, there could be an animal, maybe something. I couldn't see anything. I came out. I waited in the living area. In 15-20 minutes, the lights were on. I went on the first floor. The first floor bedroom had a huge balcony which had the jula. Remember I told you. That balcony was just above the kitchen. I went there and I looked down. I peeped outside the balcony. I took the torch and I started looking. I couldn't see anything. Maybe the torch light was not enough for me to really see. But I couldn't see anything. I came down running. The moment I came down running, on the steps. I could hear the sound again from far, and I ran. I ran in the kitchen. I ran. I reached and again started peeping. I took water, I took a torch, and I started drinking. And I was just moving around, and the noise kept coming. This time, I felt somebody was breathing. It did not sound like an animal or animal. It felt somebody was breathing. I stopped. I switched off the lights. I went up the stairs. I went on the second floor terrace just to see what am I missing. I reached. I looked down. I couldn't see anything because I forgot the torch. I came rushing down the first floor. I came rushing down the ground floor. I took the torch. I switched on the light of the kitchen and I rushed on the second floor. I was as fast as I could go and I started looking down again. I couldn't see anything. I came running. I was sure I want to know what is there. क्या है वहां जो मुझे नहीं पता चल रहा है. I came down and I started asking my नानी दरवाजा खोलो, वहां पर से कुछ आवाज आ रही है. And नानी said अरे कुछ आवाज ही नहीं है, कहाँ तुझे कुछ भी सुनाई दे रहा है. ऐसे ठीक है नानी, मुझे ये बताइए कि अपने बंगलो के बाजू में किसका घर है. Because I have come so many times and I haven't noticed anything कि बाजू में कोई रहता है या क्या है. My नानी said वहां पर तो एक रूम है. It's not even a house, it's a room. And that room is locked for ages. I said, okay, but so my nani said the room doesn't have a roof. So when I was trying to peep, I couldn't see anything. Maybe I can put the light a little further to see because the room doesn't have a roof. My nani said the room doesn't have a roof from the time the room was made. She did not give me the details why the room was made. She only told me it is locked. I did not go back in the kitchen. I did not go to look for the noises and all. I went in the bedroom to sleep. While I was going to sleep, suddenly I could hear huge wind blowing outside. ऐसे लग रहा था जैसे तूफान आने वाला है. वो पता है एकदम ऐसे हवा जोर से चलती है. And again the lights went off. My cousin sisters, we decided to keep the windows open because the fans were not working. I told everything to my cousins about this, and obviously my cousins thought that I was thinking something. I was given the bed which was close to the window, and again the window, the whole wall had a huge window, 6-7 odd windows on the L shape. I was sleeping on the one side, and my sisters were sleeping vertically on the other window. Now, while I was sleeping, I could hear very weird noises, as if it was extremely stormy. And that's when I heard a chain, somebody trying to pull a chain from the door. I felt, maybe it was in my head that I felt like that. But it did not stop there. It continued. It continued till I literally couldn't sleep. And the noises were crazy. I tried calling my sisters, waking them up that, just get up, maybe I can hear something. They were not ready. And all I could hear was somebody trying to break the chain of that house. In the morning, I couldn't sleep. I was waiting for morning to come. I went and I asked my nanny that, we have to quickly go and see what is happening on the next door. We went there in the morning. We had people standing outside there. Some village people were standing there. The door of that room was missing. There was no door. There was no chain. And it was some dark, dingy place which did not even have a roof. That was the last incident I remember of that place. That till date, I don't know what happened in that room. I don't know who lived there. I don't know where is the door. I don't know where is the chain. And yeah, I've I have not even gone to Kutch after that. So, children, just like this, I have. Yeah, it was extremely spooky, by the way, for me, because I don't have answers to it, and I don't know where is that noise coming from. So yeah, so this is end of my real incident spooky story. Thank you.
So here we come to the end of the story. And yes, the kids are really very. Can you please see who are the kids to come live? They are more interested in coming live. We are going to call all of you one by one. Like we cannot accommodate more than 8 children, right? So first 8 will be there for 5 minutes. You talk to ma'am. It will be Vartika, it will be Gurpreet, Gurneet, then Akshat, then Akalpreet, and then Ridhima. And Shilpa, you try and log in. And if in case you are not able to come online, then Shrishti can definitely send the questions in the private chat. And I guess you will be able to read the questions in the private chat, Ami.
Yes.
Right? You can answer accordingly. So I am sending okay, we have Manat also and just these. Who is this Kamal Preet? Please send me your email ID. I'm sending the logins to most of them, and let's see who all can log in because always login is a problem.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I'm just sending them. Meanwhile, if you have another small story, you can continue with it.
Okay. So, so this is a story which I have heard. Okay, which still gives me goosebumps when I listen to the story. So, a man had recently shifted to a new apartment. Okay, and that apartment had 20 floors, and he had shifted to the 10th floor of the building. Now he was there for work, so his family was in a different place and he was put up in a different place, so it was a very temporary stay that he had to live there. The first day when he had just reached the place, he uh, got in comfortable clothes and he ordered food and all, and he could hear somebody singing and somebody playing a keyboard, a piano. And it was so beautiful that he couldn't stop. And he moved out of his apartment just to know that where is that coming from, because it was so audible, so he was sure that it's coming from somewhere close by. And shockingly or surprisingly, he realized that the noise was the song, the voice was coming from exact opposite door. So what he did was he tried knocking at the door to open, but nobody opened because the girl was continuously singing, and so it was a girl's voice, and she was continuously singing and playing the keyboard, the piano, of course. So what he did was that time the locks had the keyhole, and he tried really getting through that to see who is it, because he's not able to see. And because the voice was absolutely catching, he couldn't stop not listening to it. And when he peeped in, he saw that there was a girl. She was wearing a white colored dress and she was playing a piano. So he could see the side profile of the girl from the side. After a minute or so, it stopped and he got a little nervous that what if the girl comes out and, she will see him. So he quickly came inside his room, shut the room. He had his dinner, he slept and all, and next day he went to work. Next day again the same thing happened. The moment he ordered his food, he could hear this girl singing and playing the piano. Again he went, again he knocked the door, and again the girl did not open the door. And again he peeped from the keyhole, and he could see a girl wearing a white dress, and she was playing the piano. The third day, it happened the same thing. He came back, he ordered food, he could hear her sing. She did not open the door. He peeped in the keyhole. She was wearing a white dress, playing the piano. The fourth day also the same thing happened. He comes back, he orders food, he could hear her sing. She doesn't open the door. He peeps in. He sees a girl wearing a white dress, playing the piano. The next day, again the same thing. He orders food. She starts singing. He peeps in the hole and he sees red color. He did not know what is this red color. And he goes, he couldn't see anything. He comes back. He goes to the reception and asks that who is that girl who sings on the 10th floor? And the man says, there is no girl who sings on the 10th floor. But yeah, there was a girl who was living right opposite to your door, but she died 10 years ago and she had red color eyes. So that's the end of my next story.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi. Hi, kids.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Did you hear the stories?
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi. So,
मैम जो आपने सेकंड स्टोरी सुनाई थी वो पूरी स्टोरी मेरी नानी की मम्मा की तरह ही है। मेरी नानी के जो मम्मा का घर है वो भी पुंछ में है और तो सेम टू सेम स्टोरी है।
wow,
ऐसे ही है।
that is nice. That is nice.
मैम वो भी बॉर्डर में है।
क्या हो गया?
मैम वो भी जहाँ पर घर था वो वाली साइड पे बॉर्डर ही है। Speak it up. क्या speak? क्या? Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I love your song.
Thank you. Hi, Manat.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Please, please go.
ਅਜੇ ਸੁਣ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇਰੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼
Beautiful.
Ma'am, this is for you. Independence Day.
Yes.
Okay, smile. You're on stage. Now speak
Yes.
something.
It's-
अपनी फोटो कर रही हो? राम जी की बारे में आपको तो आता है?
मैम
I would say.
किसी भी बेटा भी इंटरैक्टिव जल्दी बोलो फिर आपको फिर बंद हो जाना।
So can you tell me what were the qualities in Hanuman ji?
हेलो मैम, मुझे बड़ी
Hi.
अच्छी लगी
Thank you.
हनुमान जी क्या क्या
very powerful.
इंटेलिजेंट थे।
Yes. Yes. Powerful.
Very powerful.
Powerful. Yes. Respectful. Yes. Yes.
Mama, I love this story.
Thank you, beta.
Mama, I have also read the story of Sarsa and the Hanumanji.
Superb. Very nice.
मैम आपकी स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी थी।
Thank you.
मैम आपकी स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी थी।
मुझे सुनाते हैं क्या सुनाते हैं
मैम मुझे
Hi, Vartika.
डैडी भी सुनाते हैं।
अभी
मैम मुझे दादी भी सुनाते हैं।
You should also read stories.
मैम
You should listen to stories. You should read stories.
जरूर कह रही है बेटा मैम मैंने थोड़ी सारी स्टोरीज मैम बेटा सारी बात सुन रही है ना तेरी तो मुझे
मैम
Ma'am,
मुझे
you didn't
आपकी
ask
सारी
anything
स्टोरी अच्छी
what was
लगती
in the
है।
house. So what do you think? So I just said that the girl. So in which story? The second story, Vartika.
Yes, ma'am.
At 7 and 8.
Related to the story. Ma'am, what was in the house?
What was in the house? Which house? The second story, the third story.
Ma'am, the second story.
The second story, I don't know. I did not ask. So it was too much for me to digest that suddenly the door was not there. The whole room is empty and it was scary for me.
Okay,
Still,
ma'am.
my cousins don't believe when I tell them that, this happened.
मैम मेरी एक मिनट बात सुनना।
Yes. Tell me.
श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रज निजमन मुगलसर रघुवर धीमल दसु निजमन मुगलसदास विद्धि हिंदन जान के सुमर पवन कुमार।
This is amazing. Your mama taught
जय
you?
श्री राम।
Your mama taught you?
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes, Babu.
थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you, ma'am. मैम
Yes, darling.
अब आप आपकी नानी के घर गए थे वहाँ कच्चा कच्चा किचन में जाते थी अजीब अजीब बातें आती थी।
Yes.
उल्टे बोल रही है। ना आपने टॉर्च ना चेक किया
Yes, I checked
कि
with
वहाँ
the
पे
torch.
क्या है।
Correct. लेकिन torch से मुझे कुछ दिखा ही नहीं.
उसको आपने ऑन कर दिया।
I don't know what was there in the house. That is the whole suspense. I don't know what was there in the house. Where the noise was. वो आवाज कहाँ से आ रही थी? No idea.
वहाँ पे एक रूम था।
बोलने
So do you all read stories?
मम्मी आई थिंक इट इज आई फिर आता था तो हाथ उठाओ मां मेरी मम्मी मैं
Yes, Baba.
राम मैम आपकी फेवरेट स्टोरी कौन सी है?
मेरी बहुत सारी फेवरेट स्टोरीज है. सो हनुमान जी एंड सूरसा इज माय फेवरेट स्टोरी. मुझे काफी स्टोरीज पसंद है. सो देयर आर सम फ्रॉम होल बुक्स की जो स्टोरीज है वो भी पसंद है.
कृष्ण जी मुझे पसंद है मैम आपकी
आपको
तरह
कौन सी स्टोरी पसंद है?
कृष्ण जी की स्टोरी पसंद है कृष्ण जी की
कृष्णा जी की. नाइस.
मैम which is your favorite story book?
The whole books stories are also fun. Even they are good stories.
Ma'am, your song is also very nice. Your song is very nice.
Thank you. The Nani song.
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you are enjoying, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. नानी तेरी स्टोरी को हम ले गए बाकी जो बता दो चोरी बता दो ले गए छोड़ दे नानी तेरी को मोर ले गए.
Very nice. तुम लोग सब लोग को स्टोरी का गाना आ गया. You all can sing. This is a story song.
ओ तमन्ना स्वामी
सुन रहे नहीं.
मैं आपको सुनाऊं स्टोरी.
Yes.
नानी सॉन्ग नानी तेरी मोरनी मोर ले गए बाकी सब जो बचा दो काले चोर ले गए.
वाह.
रानी रानी
All can sing so well.
उससे छोड़ दे रेलगाड़ी में काले चोर बैठे डब्बा खोल के और रेलगाड़ी से छूट गया लगा के जेल में और चला गया जेल में चला काले चोरा कर बंदोबस्त पीट मार उनकी हुई काले जेल में.
Very nice. अब मुझे भी थोड़ा motivation आ गया. I learn new songs also because you all can catch songs so well. मैंने कितना प्रैक्टिस किया तब मुझे ये गाना आया और आप लोग को ऐसे ही गाना आ गया. Very nice. आप लोग सब लोग हनुमान जी की जैसे इंटेलिजेंट हो. क्विक थिंकर.
Thank you, ma'am.
मैम
Yes,
मुझे
please.
कृष्ण जी की स्टोरी मैम मुझे कृष्ण जी की स्टोरी बहुत पसंद है.
Very nice. आपको मम्मी सुनाती है कृष्णा जी की स्टोरी.
मैम कोई अच्छी सी सॉन्ग सुना दो. मैम मुझे दादी सुनाती हैं स्टोरीज.
Which stories?
मैम मुझे नानी सुनाती है कृष्ण जी की हनुमान जी की. हम वृंदावन भी जाते हैं. हाँ हरिद्वार भी जाते हैं. हरिद्वार भी जाते हैं. मैम
Yes, the network is really weak.
मैम आप प्लीज कोई अच्छा सा सॉन्ग सुना दो हम
Yes.
Yeah, na?
All right, kids. Now you all have to read stories, listen to lot of stories, okay? Yes. So Shrishti
Okay,
has a
ma'am.
question. Yes, darling.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, please sing one song for us.
Yeah, Shrishti. Shrishti has a question.
हम पाठ
बात करें
Yes, Babu.
मैम
Yes.
आप पाठ करें
साक्षी
एकम का सतनाम निर्पो निर्वैर काल मूरख चुन्नी सेवन गुर प्रसाद असच गुरदास हैप्पी सच हिप्पी सच होइए सोचे लखवार भुखे भुखना उतरिए वन्ना प्रिया बाल सैन पर लख होइए एक ना चलने नाल वैजू का खासा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह
That's nice. Very nice. All right. So Shrishti is asking when was the incident of this experience? So it was when I was 7 and 8, so almost 30 years back. Yeah. So once upon a time is 30 years ago. Shrishti, that's what your answer is. All right, kids. So I will see you soon again. Soon with new stories
Bye.
later.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Take care, ma'am.
Bye.
Stay home, stay
Any
safe.
questions?
Sweet
You
dreams.
can ask. All right. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Sweet dreams. Bye, ma'am. Stay safe. Take care. Bye, ma'am.
Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.
Okay, children, bye. The time is up now. The time is up.
Read stories. Read stories. I was extremely scared. Bye. Thank you. You take care as well.
Jai Hanuman.
Jai Hanuman. Take care, kids.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. So, yes, Manat, you want to say something? Yes, Manat, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. See you soon.
soon,
Read
ma'am.
stories. Yes. Kids, please read stories.
So here we end our session for today. Thanks a lot, Ami. The stories are really amazing, and the kids were like,
Thank you, Rina.
they were
I
listening
love it.
attentively. Yes, and especially spooky stories.
Yes.
Right. So here we end our session, and I think it's already time now. Thank you so much for coming again for the sake of the kids. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Rina. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. So here we end our session for today. Tomorrow we will have somebody very special whom you all loved and keep guessing who he is. Thank you and namaste.